All right, so I need to get your advice, Mr. Pratt.
Yes, sir.
I just got back from my honeymoon 2 days ago, and while I was...
End it.
Yeah.
No joke.
While I was on the honeymoon, at some
Yeah.
point, my wife got very excited about hearing the possibility of you having a butt shot in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she read some story. So I'm in the middle of my honeymoon. She's
Right.
talking about another man's rear, and I'm just wondering, like, you know, do I have anything to worry about? And like, can you give me some tips? I'm just wondering what I should do.
Man,
Squats.
yeah, squats and deadlift.
Start your squats now.
Squats, deadlift, spray tan in
Spray
that
tan.
order.
Okay.
And then
Do I stand a certain way in the shower? Like, cause like do I stand a certain way? I need to do this for my.
it's all about the proper lighting.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say that I'm so happy to hear two men worrying about what their butts look like?
Yeah.
Hey,
This
we
is
did it.
Can I?
Really?
We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We reached equality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We really did.
I want to get Morton to come in there and shoot it for me.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I'll work on this.
Give 15 to 17 takes in the shower
Was
on
it
a
really
Friday
that
night.
many?
Yes.
Good God.
Yeah, I mean, we did many takes of every take.
Oh my God.
Morton's a passionate guy, and he just loves to gather a lot of raw material, and you know there was a lot of material there, and it was all pretty raw. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a huge fan of how movies are made, Jennifer, and I love the concept of how like a film is shot. That pool sequence blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it was like they released the clip online. I was like so shocked by it. But then when I watched the movie, I found myself holding my breath kind of for your character.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how that is shot in the sense of, are you on wires in water? How are they moving you?
There were a lot of different. I was in a tank for a while for being in the bubble, and then I was in wires in water, and then I was sitting on like a weird bicycle seat that had like a green pole on it where I'd go up and down.
But you're actually in water.
Yeah, I was
That's
in water
insane.
for a while.
Wow. And then like with the moment where you come over and you're about to go into the next piece of water, like you are like swimming downward. How do they even shoot that? It's insane.
That I was swimming. I was either swimming. I would just hold my breath, go under in the tank, and then they would. Yeah, it was a really cool scene. I had never seen anything like it.
Unbelievable. Like I literally was holding my breath the entire time. I love the moment when you send the machine over and ask her to go on the date. And for me, it reminded me when I was in 7th grade, I would send notes to girls and say, "Will you go out with me?" Circle yes, no, or maybe.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, did you guys ever deal with that when you were in middle school and high school? Like, did you do the notes?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like there's an art form to the love note, and it's sadly past.
I
because,
agree.
You know, everything
'cause
is
they
digital
text
now.
now?
We text now.
It's
so-
Facebook and
yeah, like there's
That's
likes
sad.
and emoticons, but you know, there used to be like a whole prison system for passing a note. You know, where you like had to go through 7 or 8 hands before it could get to the other person.
Did you get them when you were in middle school, like the yes, no, maybe ones? You circle them, like when you go out with me?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it always puts you in an uncomfortable situation because you're like, well, now if I say yes, I'm going to sound desperate. Now I
Right.
have to say maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I was wondering, like,
Or sometimes if it was no, I would write comma, thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Aw.
last question for you. If you were on the ship in real life and you could walk by the pods and you could see any of your characters laying there and you could wake one of them up and spend time with them, which one would you want to wake up?
Oh my gosh. Emmett from the Lego movie, for sure.
Yes. Would
Yeah.
he be in Lego form?
Yes, tiny
Yeah.
little Lego minifig.
I'm all in. And you?
Maybe Ree from Winter's Bone.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah.
She'd kill it.
Yeah, she'd know how to figure.
She'd be
She
great.
would for sure know how to fix the cereal machine.
This is true.
I don't know why I'm pointing it.
No, I know what you're talking
That
about.
cereal machine right there.
That's a lot of cereal that was coming out at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good to see you guys.
Nice to see you, buddy.
Congratulations. All right, so ever since I saw the trailer, I've been wanting to ask you this question about the moment where your character lays his face into the. How is that shot actually done? Is it really you? Is it like a dummy? Like, how do they do that?
We waited until it was my last shot of the whole film, and I just went for it.
You literally threw your face into the thing.
No, it's a bit of Hollywood movie magic going
Yeah.
on there. It's a combination. The whole team of people went into doing that. So
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Yeah.
There's a stunt guy in there.
Oh, cool.
There may be some rubber implements being used as well. So
Yeah.
it's a mixture of things.
So, but do you actually do the dive into the thing?
I'm essentially at the beginning and the end of it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, one of the brilliant things I love about this movie is that actors rely so much on emotion, and you have to really bring that to a kind of like a stop here because he's a robot. But I still felt for him in certain ways. So I'm wondering, like, where you find that balance of no emotion, but yet there is a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the interesting thing. In
Yeah.
that, when we first started talking about it with Morton, the director, and we were saying, well, who is this robot? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on underneath? And of course, he's been programmed to be the greatest bartender of all time, the perfect bartender.
Yeah.
And you realize that's not so much to do with the drinks, that's how you relate to the customers. You know, he has to anticipate the needs, try and make people happy, depending on their unique situation. Of course, all Jim wants to be happy is another human being.
Sure.
And that's the one thing that Arthur can't be. But he tries as hard as he can to be human enough for Arthur.
What he thinks is
Yeah,
human. Yeah.
and that starts to create a kind of an inner life. He wants to make him happy. He wants to give him what he needs, but he also senses that he's not giving it to him, and that creates a kind of conflict in Arthur, which is very close to what it's like to be a human.
You know, I love the idea, the concept of this movie, but your character is cleaning glasses a lot throughout the film. Did you ever get a count on how many times you clean the glass? I mean, like,
Well, we would do takes, and at the end of it, Morton would say, too much cleaning, pull back on the cleaning, not enough cleaning, more cleaning, more cleaning. So getting the right quota for cleaning
are
was
you cleaning
very important.
glasses at home now? Are you really
I know,
good?
every time I walk past a glass, I'm like,
You would start doing-
I can only act now if I'm cleaning glasses.
Right.
as I say.
You know, with television shows, I found it interesting that like you get so many episodes to build a character, but in a movie you really only have 2 hours. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, do you think about? I mean, I know he's a robot, but do you think about maybe what he had done? Do you think he just woke up at that moment when the ship turned on, essentially, or do you think he had other previous things he was doing? Did he?
Well, you don't see it in the film, I don't think, anymore. But the way I worked it out was that here in the bar, I don't know if you can see this, but just there on the end of the bar, every scene I would begin with my face up against the wall like that. And
Really?
then the machine that I was in, which was on a kind of system of tracks behind this bar, and it was all computerized, that would start up. And so I would have my face against the bar, I would start every scene like that, and then I'd go, and I would move in, and then I'd be there. So that kind of helped me in a way to feel like I was just switched off. I just wasn't, I was in a sort of Schrodinger's cat position.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the voice and the way you speak it has to be a certain amount of robotic, and I'm wondering, like, how do you find that yourself? Does the director kind of say you should find it and speak this way? Are there words you say differently?
Yeah, well, we kind of, you sort of offer something up, I suppose, to begin with. You know,
Sure.
we talk about generally what we want from the character, but then when you start, I try something, and then Morton would kind of go, yeah, no, that works really well. But the one thing I thought was that it has to be efficient. The one thing about machines is that they're efficient.
Yeah.
And so there's no extraneous words, you know, so there's no you know, it's just he says the words. But at the same time, and his movements have to be very economical. There's no kind of hesitation,
Not
right? It's just
questioning
fluid,
anything,
yeah.
yeah.
But I didn't want it to look kind of robotic, you know. So you have to find a way to make it fluid and economical, and the same with the voice, but then to infuse it with humanity, warmth, and you know, and relatability and that kind of thing. Because the other thing about machines is that they freak people out if they're too machine-like. But the really weird thing is when you believe that something is alive, and then the little things that happen to make you realize, oh, it's not alive. I believe Freud called it the uncanny. And that was kind of interesting in this as well, because it's those moments like when he puts his head down or when Jim slaps him that you suddenly realize, oh, no, he's not alive. Oh, my God, that's really
Yeah.
weird. I'd got used to thinking of him as a human being somehow.
That's cool. Well, so nice to meet you, man. Congratulations
And
to you.
you.